22 years old is Trey Yesavage, 2-1, a 4.264 starts this postseason, all in Toronto. So this will be his first road start this October. Nobody hits his splitter. He went heavy slider, low splitter usage last time out. Do you expect the same tonight? What do we look for?
Well, I think he's going to let you know if he's got command of the splitter. The Dodgers present a tough matchup for him because their lefties in the lineup are Shohei and Freddie, and he's got reverse splits. Okay, you're going to see Tommy Edman hit right-handed tonight. He can bury a left-handed lineup. The Dodgers, this would scream big. Watch out for Teoscar Hernandez. Watch out for a Kike knock. I want to dive into the tape because I think he's going to pitch a heck of a lot better than he did in Game 1. He let you know pretty quick he didn't have command of his split finger the way he had against Seattle in the early part of the postseason. Dirt ball in the second inning right there. Missing up. I'm going to show some bad misses up with the split here to Andy Pages. And that continued on. Shohei. And they just immediately went away from this pitch and went heavy slider. I'm going to take you through it. And his slider plays different than anybody's slider in the big leagues. It's got almost 3 degrees break towards kind of his arm side. It would signify it's supposed to take a left-hand turn, a good slider. His has got split properties that it's going straight downhill. You see Kike Hernandez, heater away, slider tunneled off it, and he has no answer for it. Funny, when I watch Trey Yesavage, his off-speed and secondary stuff almost morph into one pitch. So I have a tough time telling, is it a slider, is it a split? But you look at the numbers. He's a reverse platoon split guy. I mean, against lefties, he dominates them. 170 against righties, almost a 290 batting average. So I'm interested. Yeah, you can flip it, Broyd. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Pitch usage splits. First the left-handers, pretty easy. Fastball split. And then in Game 1, he had to go away from it and start throw the sliders to the lefties because he couldn't command a split finger. Bring up the heat maps. That's what I want to show. Look at the misses in the World Series. I mean, he was predominantly head high with his split finger. I would expect him to have way better command of that pitch tonight. I want to see how he attacks having both secondary pitches instead of just a slider. But they present a tough matchup for him.
I spoke with Max Muncy a couple days. In fact, right before Game 3, and I asked him about Yesavage, and he was like what you were talking about. He said, it's so unique.
Yeah.
And they haven't seen him.
Right. We haven't seen him, and he's just got a unique pitch mix. It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult. He comes from an aggressive height, working straight down, top of the zone, bottom of the zone with his four-seamer. It comes down to execution. Yeah. Period. The end. If you're a team like the Dodgers and you can or the Blue Jays and you can eliminate a pitch from a guy, and they eliminated that split right away, then you're able to grind on 2 pitches and take your 50-50 chance.
All right, we'll have to see what the former East Carolina University product has in store for tonight's Game 5.
He is one of the greatest students of the game. He said he learned from his first start. Let me tell you about Blake's numbers, excluding his last start. 5-0, a .68. And his previous 6 starts, including 3 wins this postseason. It has been, besides for that Game 1 start, and he battled in that Game 1 start, it has been absolute domination. How does he channel that?
Blake Snell doesn't let people play the game if he doesn't want them to play the game, okay? I think going into Game 1, what hurt him a little bit was he was so rested. It was 10 days of rest. I think he's on normal rest now. We can get into the tape. It came down to simple fastball command, and it allowed the Blue Jays to sit on his changeup, something that's been a devastating pitch for him. Watching him the early parts of his starts in the postseason, it was lock up the righties with the four-seam fastball up and in, landing it for strikes. You can tell they made a concerted effort to find out early in this game, work his pitch count, get into the bullpen. Watch where he's trying to throw this four-seam heater in, and he misses on the other side of the plate 2 feet away. And what does that allow them to do? Well, he's not going to command his heater. What's he been so effective with recently? That devastating changeup to righties. And the Blue Jays hitters were able to hunt it and be successful and get some good swings off. I don't think that'll be the case tonight. That has to be the game plan with him. though, you have to see if he's got hot four-seam fastball command. If he does, long night for the Jays. If he doesn't, this thing's going to get weird. Take a look at the heat maps. Regular season in zone 53% of the time. That's from catcher's perspective. So up and in on the righties, away to the lefties. And a wild card, DS and CS. Even better, 56.4% in the zone, but in the zone tight. Look at the World Series. 43.2 in game 1, and it was sprayed. So when it's sprayed, you can sit middle on it. That shouldn't be the case tonight. Yes, bring up the changeup stats, Broyd. You take a look at it right here. In zone, changeup statistics this season. Regular season, in zone 38% of the time. World Series game 1, it was the pitch he was landing, so it was in the zone. Fastball in zone, 43.2. So that's the rub on him. I know he's got lefties don't get to play, right? So they're irrelevant. The Bargers of the world, even though, Barger plays today for me.
Yeah.
All right, Barger plays, Varsho plays. I'm not playing that whole split Johnny thing. We're going with Barger in the lineup. But they usually, with the curveball slider combo, don't really factor into the game. Just look for the four-seam command tonight with the changeup off it.
Toronto fouled off. I'm not sure if you said this. Forgive me if you did. Toronto fouled off 22 pitches.
I didn't.
From Snell in game 1, including 11 with 2 strikes. That's the most allowed by Snell in any game this regular season.